Hey guys, Zary back here, making a video today. I put together two ship kind of roster reviews. There's another YouTuber, The Warrior, who does a really good job with roster reviews, but we're just going to kind of do one today. I put it in Discord on Guild Chat. We're going to go over Rip. He asked me to do a couple things for him. He wanted to do he wanted me to take a look at his arena team, and he wanted me to take a look at his ships. So Rip, this one's for you, buddy. Try my best to answer your questions, and we'll go from there. All right. So his arena team right now is General Kenobi, R2-D2, with a Zeta on Number Crunch, the Beerus Offie Zeta, the Darth Nilus on his unique Zeta, and the Grand Admiral Thrawn with his Zeta on Ebb and Flow. So he has four Zetas on this team. Very good team. So when I did his review, I looked up his account on swgoh.gg, swagagaga, and Rip, you have an amazing arena team. Finishes one every day, but he said he really wants to dominate every single day. It's a very good arena team. I'm not going to make any changes to your lineup. The only thing I could suggest, one day when you unlock CLS, that you substitute him in for Darth Nihilus. You have very, very fast tunes. So what we're going to do is just kind of go over some tips per character about what I saw. First person we're going to talk about right now is General Kenobi. Okay? First thing, we got to get General Kenobi to 7 stars. Obviously, you're in the Immortals. You're working on it. You'll get there eventually. He isn't a top priority to get to 7 stars right now. But to really be effective with a Xeris team, you need to have him Gear 12. The boost in health and protection at Gear 12 is just absolutely phenomenal. The other thing is, what's critical in a Xeris run team is you got to have health. Her health regeneration is based on your health, your maximum health. Okay, right now you have a total maximum health of 24,515. The other thing that stuck out to me with your General Kenobi is you have him at a speed of 203. Why is your Kenobi so fast? He does not need to be fast. He needs to be the meat shield for this team. He is your meat shield. And what I mean by a meat shield is he's to take your damage. He's really to do nothing else but to take your damage in this team. So you can sacrifice the speed on him. You don't really need him going a lot. You have a soft cleanse in Beerus. And when I get to R2, I'll talk about his second Zeta you might want to put on him to benefit the overcomings of not having a Kenobi so fast. So his mods, you have a speed set on him with the tenacity set. The tenacity set's great. Keep the tenacity set there. But what you want to do is you want to take the tenacity set, maybe put 2 of those on there and some defense. You want them all to be 5-dot mods. Okay? And you want him to be tenacity, defense with protection, and health as your secondaries. That way he's healing the most he possibly can heal on every single critical hit with that Xeris lead. Next one on the list we are going to touch is Grand Admiral Thrawn. Your Grand Admiral Thrawn is ridiculous. You have Ebb and Flow Zeta, and he's at a whopping 267 speed. He is to be the fastest character in this set. You always want him. He can fracture right off the bat. Puts you in a really good spot. The only thing I can suggest for him is you don't need to worry about mod sets with him. Obviously, you want a speed mod set, but it doesn't have to be. All you want to do is take your mods with the fastest secondaries and put it on him. And you don't have to touch a thing. The only thing is, you have the triangle here, which has a ridiculous amount of second speed at 13, but it's only a 4 dot. Just try putting him up to a 5 dot. Alright? That's all I got really on him. R2-D2. Your R2-D2 in this squad is used to do 3 things. Stealth your opponent, burn your opponent, and stun your opponent. That's all you want him to do. He's not there to do anything else than that. That's really R2's whole purpose for any squad. But in your squad, you need him to stun. You need him to burn, and you need him to stealth. So you have him at maximum speed of 265. You can sacrifice some speed on your R2 to get those secondary stats you need to make that stun and that burn more effective, because the burn's going to put up those dots for Darth Nilus. Darth Nilus does have his unique, but you need the backup on that, because if somebody cleanses, you go against a chase, he cleanses, you only got 1 dot up now, and it's going to take it down. I mean, you could clear off your burn, but if R2 went before him and could burn, it's going to put those up. So you want your potency to be up on R2. So you can give up a little speed on your R2 to get that potency up. Right now your potency is only at 36.5%. That is extremely low. You want it up higher. That'll also, not only is it for your burn, but it's for your stuns. When you can stun, it helps out greatly. Alright, you're taking somebody out for their turn. Going up against another Thrawn, you can stun him. You can get him right out of there. So what you want is, you got the speed set on him, that's fine. But what you want is, you want a possible potency set for your second. For him, you want speed, potency, and tenacity. That cross needs to go to a potency cross or a tenacity cross. I recommend potency because it's a ridiculous amount of potency right out the bat. So you can give up 20, 30 speed to get that potency up, so every time he counters or he attacks or he goes in for that bonus attack, he can drop that stun instantly. It's really going to help you out, and I think it could take that to another level. You want to keep him right around 230, 240, don't get me wrong, but you could drop 20 off of him and make it a lot more sense in other areas to help your character out. Also, you might want to think about the second Zeta on combat analysis. What it does is it gives you another cleanse. Anytime a light side character, which you're using 3, scores a critical hit, they cleanse themselves. And you want Kenobi to be clean of buffs. You want Zarus to be clean of buffs. You want R2 to be clean of buffs. And having a slower Kenobi, you might not get that cleanse as often. That could potentially help you out, but it's not a must at all. But it's something you might want to think about if you're not working towards anybody there. Next one down, we have Nilus. Your Darth Nilus has a current speed, I believe I read it at 205. Yep, 205. That's a pretty good speed for Nilus. Your potency for Nilus isn't very important. You don't got a lot of potency on him, so you don't really got to worry about that, because you're going to get you have him Zetaed, so he's every time somebody goes, you're always going to put up that debuff. And then you have R2 on the team, which can burn. Alright, and then you have the fracture ability from Thrawn. Also, his damage, he does not have to be a damage dealer. You don't need critical chance or critical this or critical chance, critical damage mods on him. He is in your team to annihilate and annihilate alone. That's how that team is built. He just keeps throwing up, he just keeps reducing the cooldowns, increasing theirs, and then he annihilates. That's his sole purpose. So his minimum and maximum damage really doesn't mean much. But what you need him to do is, you got the good speed on him, but what you need from him is, you got to get that tenacity up. If he is stunned, or he has ability block, he is worthless to your team. because you need him to do the where he increases everybody cooldown and reduces him. You need him to do that move, the force drain force. You need him to do that. But if he has the ability block, or if he is stunned, he can't do that. Then essentially he's a waste on your team. So you need that tenacity up. Okay? So, like this speed cross, you have protection on it. Survivability is good, but you have Beerus. She's going to heal him. You have Kenobi to be your meat shield. He shouldn't have to be that far away. So what you need to do is you got to get that tenacity up. You got to get that tenacity up on him. So you got the speed set. Great. A set of tenacity mods with a tenacity cross. Huge for you. So that's it on Darth Nilus. Now, the next person is your Zeta Beerus, your Xeris. She's the one who makes this whole team work. If you lose Beerus, your team can be taken out, no problem. And with the CLS, he comes in, he puts the buff immunity on Kenobi, and yeah, I'm sure you probably fracture him first, but then they start going after Beerus, and the General Kenobi Beerus combination, it works against itself if you don't have the right components. All right. With your Beerus, speed is unimportant. She is there simply because of her Zeta. So right now you got her at a 185. That's fine. But what she needs again is that tenacity. Because a lot of times you'll try to stun her with R2 so she can't get the heal off to keep your team going. So with that, got to get the tenacity up to keep her alive. Alright? And then her health. She's only at 29,000 health. And her swift recovery, they recover 20% of their max health. So you're recovering 2,000. I'm sorry, 4,000, a critical hit. It should be way more than that. My suggestion for her mods, 2 health sets and a tenacity set. And this should be tenacity. The cross should be tenacity. Huge buff. You put the 2 tenacity set on, you put 2 sets of health on her. That way when she gets critical hit, okay, she's going to put on 8,000, 9,000 a hit. That's Han Solo. He can do back-to-back 10k hits, but if you're putting back 8,000 of that or 9,000 of that, you're going to be sitting way pretty, and people are going to get frustrated with you. They're not going to want to fight you. So that's my recommendation for your arena team. Now we're going to move into ships. Alright, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to break this into 2 videos. I'm going to stop this one here. And we're going to move into his ships next, so we're not looking at a 30-minute video, 40-minute video. So I'll be right back, guys.